I'd like to share with you some of the things that I've been studying the last few days. Concerning the soul, what I call the inner self, the inner life. I've called it the inner light. All of those unseen things that make up our inner man, our inner parts, our heart, I'm going to read from Proverbs, if I can find it here. Proverbs 4:23. Keep and guard your heart with all vigilance, and above all that you guard. For out of it flow the springs of life. Proverbs 18. The words of a discreet and wise man's mouth are like deep waters, and the fountain of skillful and godly wisdom is like a gushing stream, sparkling, fresh, pure, and life-giving. Proverbs 25. Like a muddy fountain and a polluted spring is a righteous man who yields, falls down, and compromises his integrity before the wicked. These proverbs, the scripture, likens our inner life, our heart, our soul, to a spring of water, a pool of water, a wellspring. Water, as everyone knows, is the very fundamental element of all organic life, all biological life. Everything from the human being to the amoeba cannot live without water. I'm going to train myself to think this way from the studying I've done for the last few days. I think this is important, to look at my own inner self in terms of a well or a spring or a pool of fresh, life-giving water. True life. I don't know how to word this. There's only one source of reality. There's only one source of truth. And yes, that is God. That is our Creator. But He flows through this inward part of us. He deals with us there. He communicates to us there. He leads us there through our inner man. The springs of life flow from our inner man, our inner life, like a well of water. Now I'm going to talk about the narcissist. Using the analogy of a well, or using the analogy of a spring. Where I'm from, we do have springs, but we also had creeks and streams. The narcissist, due to the fact that he repeatedly, from a young age now, repeatedly ignored, avoided, and did everything he could to dam up, if you will, to plug up that wellspring of life in him. He is cut off from his inner man, yes. The narcissist is cut off from his conscience and his inward man, true, but he has cut himself off from the spring or the well from which true life springs forth. His reality, the narcissist reality, his truth, his spring of life-giving water, if you will, is coming from without. Totally external. His spring is dry. The inner well, the inner spring or creek, if you will, is just a dried up, cracked, desolate creek bed. Or a dry, empty well. I've looked in empty wells before I don't remember when, I was a kid. And it was scary looking. It was dark and kind of musty smelling, full of spider webs and dirt, and it just like a dark hole you don't want to crawl into. That's the heart of the narcissist. There ain't no water in there. The well is dry. That's why he sees us coming along with our wellspring of water, and they know it. They know people who have a connection to their inner life. They know it. They know people connected and submissive to their conscience, and they hate it. Here you come, bouncing around, drinking from the well that's within you. And they see that, and they don't like it, because they don't have a well inside them to drink from. They plugged it up a long time ago. They hardened themselves to that wellspring a long time ago. And they're going to do everything they can. Please listen to me. This is why they're dangerous, and this is why we go no contact. They're going to do everything they can to poison that well of water inside of you. They are going to do everything they can, if it's possible, to suck as much of that life-giving water that's in you out of you, in order to find some relief to the dryness and the desert conditions in their own inner life. and I'll stop here, but something I've also been thinking about. I've said before, the narcissist attacks your conscience. He absolutely does. No doubt about it. That's your target, is your moral compass. That's the thing he's really out to screw with. But it seems to me, I might be wrong. I'm just thinking out loud, but it seems to me the narcissist, whether he's conscious of it or not, is out to separate you, to sever you, sever your mind, sever your emotions, sever your will from your conscience, from your inner man, from the inward life in you. Another word, I should have mentioned it earlier, your intuition. Why does he or she, the narc, work night and day to get you to believe that you're a turd, that you're a piece of garbage, that you'll never make it, you're a lost cause, and so on and so forth? We've all heard it. We've all felt it. He or she, this is a spiritual thing too. They are working to get you to stop believing in yourself. Let me say those words again. They are attempting to stop you from believing, putting faith in yourself, the real you, the inner you, the part of you from which your intuitions, from which wisdom flows, the part of you from which your inner truth and your own reality flows like a spring. Your inner man. This is the part of you where the conscience resides, where your inner truth resides, the real you, the true eternal you, the part of you created in the likeness and image of God, you. I was watching a documentary the other day about the Hubble telescope. And they have determined, science has determined, there are more galaxies, not stars. There are more galaxies than there are individual grains of sand on every beach on planet Earth. You are created in the likeness and image of the being that flung this universe into existence. That's the you I'm talking about. That's the part of you in this vessel we live in I'm talking about. You are priceless, my friend. You cannot put a price on the soul of a man any more than you can put a price on God. Let's not allow the narcissists and the wicked men. I use the term narcissist. I'm just talking about wicked, evil people. And I'm not talking about Joe Sixpack who sins and we all screw up. I'm talking about people who sin and they like it. They practice it. The narc. Let's stop letting them tell us. Let's stop letting them dictate for us our value, who we are and what we are. What you are inside. That inner man, that inner woman inside of you, let me tell you something. He's big. If he's created, do you believe he's created in the image and likeness of God? If you believe that, you and I'm talking to me too, we will stop letting the narcissist influence us in any way. In fact, we need to go no contact with them. We need to go no contact with them. The Bible teaches us to. It's time to put a stop to their pollution and the muddying and the stopping up of that living stream, that pool of living water resident inside of us. Thank you.